Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to AdriRaven, who you may know better as Dame Adriana. Thanks for your support, Adri. That said, let's get started. Our latest expedition to the ruins had met with success. The Crusader, Carl, had returned with fistfuls of holy baubles, but more importantly, the Commissar's theory had proven correct. The strange, throbbing cocoons that were scattered across the estate contained feral vampires, hapless bandits or travelers who had become infected and were already beyond help. That made them an ideal source for the blood that our recruits so desperately craved, though not nearly enough to actually satisfy their insatiable appetites. Already our supply was dwindling as the cursed among us set upon that precious substance, as if their very lives depended upon it. Soon, a literal bloodlust began settling in among our ranks. The uninfected among our number began to draw strange, hungry looks from their cursed peers, and I reluctantly began taking steps towards preparing for the inevitable. For now, though, the tenuous peace was somehow maintained, helped along at least in part by those baubles that Carl and the others had recovered. Although the threat of blood and violence loomed closer with each passing day, the most devout among us stayed their hands, perhaps in hopes that our growing arsenal of restored relics and tattered fragments of faith might offer salvation to the infected, or, at the very least, keep them at bay. I called upon Alistair once more, seeking his counsel on the growing crisis. Although he applauded my attempts to find an alternate source of the blood, he feared that our current methods were woefully inadequate, and agreed that something more drastic would have to be done. We would need to return to the heart of the Crimson Court, both to cull their ever-growing numbers and to harvest what we needed from their still twitching carcasses. He would lead the expedition himself, of course, but he would be accompanied by 3 others: Rowan the Hellion, Roderick Reeves, and Sister Carol von Gruenig. Together, they would delve back into the fetid swamp surrounding the courtyard to lay claim to all the blood they could find. It was dangerous, of course. The Crimson Court would not surrender such a precious resource without a fight, but we had simply run out of alternatives. Alistair and the others understood that they either had to succeed or die trying, and if the worst were to occur, if they were to fall in the line of duty, then they would at least be spared the bloody purge that would surely follow. And welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. Well, it was just a matter of time, but we're finally running out of blood. Really, given that over half our roster is infected at this point, I guess it was inevitable that we'd end up running into this problem sooner or later. I guess I just took it for granted that we'd always have enough blood. We didn't actually have any trouble with it until the most recent series of balance patches. Ever since then, though, it seems like we just don't find as much blood in the dungeons, and our recruits seem to be going through it at an accelerated rate. Anyway, that's obviously about as big a problem as we could possibly end up facing in this campaign. Like I said, the vast majority of our heroes are infected at this point, and without sufficient blood, they are going to start dropping dead left and right. We'll just have to hope the current expedition finds the blood we need. Speaking of which, let's meet our heroes, possibly for the last time. Alistair Gardwin. Ronwin. Roderick Reeves. Carol von Gruenig. Alright, heroes, good luck on your hunt, especially you, Ronwen. We'll just have to hope the RNG is feeling merciful. Come on, Roderick, not you too. We really need to find some blood.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Yeah, treasure, that's great. Not what we need, though. Nothing, of course. Alright, let's just hope we survive long enough to actually find some blood. Gotta say, this is much more nerve-wracking than usual. Oh, thank goodness.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Okay, we are back in action. Roderick and Rowan are safe. For now. Hunger of a different sort. Much easier to manage. Okay, 3 fights on the map. That's the other big concern here. We're going up against veteran opponents. Oh, Roderick, you vaporized him. Well, whatever works, I guess. Wait, let's collect ourselves. Good advice, Alistair. These are the first veteran opponents we've fought in quite some time. As if vampires weren't already obnoxious enough. Alright, let's do this. Oh. Okay, I think that's our first large corpse eater. I can't remember if we've fought one of those things before. Very nice. Oh, not quite enough. Alright, let's stay focused on the corpse eater. The blood. I must have the blood. Well, help yourself, Alistair. Oh, right. Those things can swallow you whole.
A death by inches.
Alright, I think we've got time for some healing.
Is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. A few more fights like that, and we might just make it through this. Okay, looks like we've got another fight ahead of us. Let's see what we're in for this time. Oh, I don't have much experience with these guys. I know we fought them before, but my memory's a little fuzzy on the details. Not off to a good start here. Alright, let's just focus fire on that supplicant. At least we know how to deal with those guys. Well, I was really hoping to one-shot him, but that's fine.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Oh. I don't like that. That actually wasn't so bad. I mean, we took some damage, but I was expecting a whole lot worse. Oh, very nice. Alistair bringing the heat. Alright, one more to go.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Well, we could have lived without that crit on Roderick, but otherwise, that was another pretty smooth fight.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
I was really hoping for more blood, but we'll take what we can get. Alright, let's connect the loop here, and then we can start on that final hallway. Well, I hate to do it, but we just can't afford to keep ignoring these throbbing cocoons. Though it is interesting to note that we can actually burn these cocoons for a stress heal. Okay, that's a pretty straightforward lineup. The Courtesan is the wild card, though.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Okay, that's fine. We're still fine. Let's start whittling these guys down one at a time.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Oh, that guy looks a lot less dapper all of a sudden. Alright, let's wrap this up. We should really finish off that supplicant, but the Esquire's probably the bigger threat. Well, let's go for the stun. Oh, very nice. I don't use that move very often, but I might have to start working it into my rotation.
Destroyed.
Wow. Alistair.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Okay. Yeah, we're a bit high on stress, but otherwise we're doing just fine.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
We're probably never going to use that item, so I feel pretty good about leaving it behind. Wait, let's collect ourselves. Figures that right after I mentioned our stress, we'd run into one of these guys. Alright, focus fire on the corpse eater. Stun or bleed? Stun or bleed? Let's go for the stun. Nice. And now we can toss out a quick heal. Man, he's got it in for Roderick.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Okay, I think we've had just about enough of this guy. Well, I was expecting a little more than that, but that's fine. Yeah, we have to clear that corpse. There we go. Oh, Alistair didn't like that. Let's get that patched up.
Well struck.
Jeez. Alistair, come on. Making everyone else look bad. Alright, let's toss out some healing. Not much option with Roderick, but he can use the stress heal.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Oh, now that is a lovely find. This really is turning into a very good run. I would like to take those deeds, so let's go ahead and dump the medicinal herbs. Alright, we're just past the halfway point, so I think we're entering the final stretch here. That means we can start dumping supplies as necessary. Oh, that's pretty gruesome, but nothing we can do here, so moving on.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption. Watch your step.
That's fine. More blood for the blood god. Supplicant first. Not bad. Could go for some healing, but let's just finish this.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. the slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Again, I really don't want to leave these crests behind. Let's burn off the holy water this time. Okay, just 2 rooms left, and we haven't really had any trouble yet. Not that I'm trying to tempt fate. Nice find, Carol. Alright, let's dump the torches. Alright guys, calm down. We're almost done here. Sorry, buddy. No blood to spare. Oh, well. Well, we finally got a real fight on our hands. I was wondering when a Chevalier would show up. Come on, Roderick. Oh, and Alistair is dying. Okay, let's do this. We'll focus on the supplicants first. That's 1 down. Let's see if we can lock down that Chevalier. Oh, that,
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Well, I used the wrong move, but it still worked out. Take 2. There we go. Okay, I think we've got this.
This expedition at least promises success.
Nicely done, heroes. Very nicely done. 1 more room to go. And that's what we came for.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Don't be such a buzzkill, narrator. I think we're fine. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here, so we're ready to roll out. Well, let's just hope that 3 stacks of blood is enough to get us through another week. Fingers crossed. Whoops, sorry. I meant to end the adventure. You know, all things considered, that actually went very well. We actually got a decent amount of treasure. Of course, the one thing we have to be careful about here is making sure that no one hits level 5 too early. Otherwise, we'll have to deal with Bandit Wolf and his gang. We'll take care of him when we're good and ready, but for now, we've got other things that demand our attention. Anyway, let's hit the pause button and we'll pick up here next time. See you then.